Have you been scammed before? Yes, I have been. So here's a story of how I got myself into a situation. So around I think 2020, between 2020 and 2021, when I was still starting my real estate career, I was still a novice at that point. I got a call from someone one day saying, "Oh, Vivian, I want to buy a property." And out of excitement, I rushed out of the house to see this person. That was how I found myself in the police station. Yes, the police station. You will not believe it. So at the end of the day, after the whole ups and downs, because I was wondering what did I do, what's happening, and they said to me, I should call someone. You know how the Nigerian police system is. They gave me a number to call. I tried calling the person, and the person's number was not registered to my phone, and I think the person recognized me, but I did not recognize the person. As of that moment, I did not recognize, but the person was like, "Hi Vivian, you don't remember me anymore?" And then I was like, "Oh, who is this?" And the person was like, "Oh, I'll call you back later. It seems you don't even remember me anymore." And I think that was how I escaped that situation firstly. But now here's the story. The story is this. At the end of the day, I get to understand that this said person that was asked to call, let's say his name is John. Now John did a business with a client. He sold the property for a client, and then this property he sold, he did not do a due diligence on the property. He did not do a due diligence on the company that is selling that property. He sold that property, and when the person that he sold the property for came to claim his property and all that, you know how this whole land issue is now. The whole family drama, village people, omona, everybody, the property was having issues, and the company that sold the property was nowhere to be found. They started tracing John. John was nowhere to be found either. They started tracing John's call. Because John has called me for a while, that was how they traced John to me, and that was how I ended up in the police station. It is a very, very crazy story. So the reason I'm telling you this story today is to enlighten you. Whenever you want to buy a property, I'm going to give you a list of things that you should know about companies, what the kind of due diligence you should do when you're buying a property, so that you don't end up like John's clients running around for Omona. You know how all these people do. You run around and you lose your money at the end of the day. The time, the money, the frustration, the energy, you lose everything. Everything goes down to the drain. A lot of people has gotten themselves into this situation, and I promise you, it is not a fair deal. It is not something to be happy about. So here is some of the ways to identify a legit real estate company, so that you don't find yourself in John's client situation, and in my own situation too. You don't get yourself involved with friends that get you arrested at the end of the day. So number one thing you should know when buying a property from any real estate brand is to be sure to identify that real estate brand, they are registered with CAC. Yes, you should be sure that these people are registered to CAC. Now, number two thing you need to know when buying a property from any real estate company is to ensure that, to know the number of years these people have been in business. You don't want to buy a property from someone that just started their real estate company 2 weeks ago. I'm not saying it's wrong to invest in people, but you property from a company that do not have, a number of years they have put in. Like, you cannot trace them. A company that you cannot trace, you don't even know, oh, what have these people been through. You understand? You don't want to buy a property from someone, a company that has not been in the system for a while. It's not like people that have been in the system for a while cannot scam you either. They can, but this is like one of the things to look out for. At least it's a fair deal. So number 3 thing to note when buying a property from a real estate brand is, do they have a face of a brand? Yes, that company should have a brand face. I'm not talking about influencers. I'm not talking about celebrities that the company use to promote their businesses. No, I'm talking about a real person. There should be 1 or 2 persons that the company is 1 or 2 persons that the company is aware of, that people are aware of. There should be 1 or 2 persons that is well known, that people are very well aware of, someone that you can hold, someone that you can, if something happens, you can trace, you can hold on to this person and say, okay, yeah, this is the man, this is the person, this is the CEO or the manager. Or yes, there have to be someone to hold. Don't go for properties or real estate companies that is just faces, celebrity faces and inflation. I'm not saying that those are bad, but have a real person, have a real face. Number 4 thing to know is, what other properties have they sold? What other properties are they selling? What other properties do they have? These are things too that you need to know. What other properties are they selling? You don't want to buy a property from someone that maybe the land he's selling in AK is the only land that he has. I'm not saying people that have numerous other properties don't scam people, but I think at least you have a better advantage with somebody that they have other lines of investments that they are selling, they are working on. You need to know. You need to know that these people have other properties too. In that sense, you know that, oh, they're not just selling this one and running off. They're still in business. Yeah, you get to know that these people are still in business. So number 5 thing that you need to note when buying a property from a real estate company is to be sure that they are registered with SCUMO. SCUMO is the control unit against money laundering, because some of these properties, some of the companies sell high value properties with what millions and billions. So you should be sure that they are registered with the control unit against money laundering. I don't want to go into details about that. For now, maybe in my next video I'll talk about that in full, but for now, make sure that they are registered with them. Number 16 that you need to know also, to make sure there is an open office. Yes, an open office. This is one of the most important thing. Every reputable real estate company must have an open address, an open office. They must have a place of location. You don't want to buy a property from people that will tell you, let's meet at this junction, or let's meet at this place. No, when next someone tells you, let's meet at this junction, tell them, let's go to your office. Go to their office. Go and see their office. And don't just go to offices that is just maybe one table that is there. If you go to any office that they are just having just one table there, run, my brother, because tomorrow they'll pack their load and go. Run. Go to an office. When you go to a real estate office, you don't even have to. Their presence alone will tell you that yes, this is real. If you go to an office where they're keeping only table, they're not selling crayfish there. It's not Maggie they are selling, so they're not supposed to be keeping just table there. go to their office, make your verification, do your due diligence, be sure that these people are well to do. Don't put your money in hands of scammers. Number 7 thing that you need to know is make sure they are registered with REDAN. That is the Real Estate Association, Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria. Make sure that they are registered. You don't want to buy a property from a brand that is not known. You need a presence. You need something you can hold. You need something that you can have accountability for. Go to do your due diligence. Make sure that these people are well registered, so that you don't lose your money like John's client. So that you don't lose your money, so that you don't lose your time, you don't lose your effort, you don't get frustrated. Make sure that these people are registered. 8th thing to note when buying a property from a real estate brand: make sure that your document carries the name of the previous owner. Yes, make sure it carries the name of the previous owner of the property, and possibly the first lineage. Make sure it is stated on your deed of assignment, it carries the name of the previous owner of that property. So number 9 thing that you need to know is, don't buy a property from people that let's say you're in a particular location. The property by the right hand is selling for 10 million. The property by the left side is selling for 11 million or 9 million. And for some very righteous reason, the one you want to buy is selling for 2.5 or is selling for 3 million. My brother, my sister, run. Because you cannot be in a place where your property is selling for 10 million, 5 million, 6 million, and for some very sweet, some people say disrespectful reason, you want to buy a property for 2 million in that same location. Check it now. It's not making sense. It's not right. Something is wrong. Something is fishy. You want to buy that same property for 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. Something is fishy. Companies that have ridiculously cheap properties, when every other property surrounding them are selling more than, you need to check them. You need to check them. The reason for this is they are not well registered. Yes, they are not well registered. The property, the ownership of the property is not in their hands. Yes, that is the only reason. They are not well registered, because if the ownership of that property is in their hands, they will not be selling. Run. What I'm trying to say is run. Don't buy properties from there. Don't buy property. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't allow that to get you frustrated in the future. Yes. So the 10th thing also that you need when buying a property from a real estate brand is a realtor or an agent. A satisfied realtor, an agent, a realtor that has a presence, a realtor that has a company that he or she is affiliated with, they work with. Don't go and buy from Mango Tree Agent too. You end up like John's clients. Don't go and buy from Mango Tree Agent. Buy from a satisfied realtor. Buy from someone that is affiliated to a genuine, reputable company, real estate company. People that you can hold accountable. People that has a face. People that has a presence. People that you can hold accountable when anything comes up. People that you can always go back to and say, oh, this is the issue. Or even if you want to sell your property back, you can always go back to them. Buy from people that has presence. Buy from a company that have presence. Presence matters. Buy from a property that has identity. So this video is to help you not get scammed. Next, you want to buy a property, make sure to do your due diligence on that company. If you have a company that you are about buying a property for, you can reach out to me, let me help you. You don't necessarily have to buy from me, but if you want to buy from me, yes, we have properties for sale like Emerald, which is selling for 15.450 million, and Evolve City, Grand Omega, properties with C of O. But then if you have a property, a company that you currently are trying to buy a property from, please make sure to do your due diligence. If you don't know how to go about it, make sure to reach out to me, call or contact to the number you're seeing on your street, and I will help you. I am going to help you go through it and to see that you succeed in your investment plan for the year 2025. So for more updates on real estate tips with Vivian Woye Adeze, the realtor of the Southeast. Bye. See you in my next video.